What's up YouTube, it's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video. We will be looking at Firo, but just before we get into this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment and turn the notification bell on so you get notified as soon as I bring out the video. Perfect guys, let's dive into Firo. So of course we had this much larger rising wedge and we met our technical target at the bottom here, and I gave you this level at $6.85 to $7 and we met that exactly, and we overshot it a little bit, and I'll show you why we overshot it, because we had this little retracement and so we got some fib targets, and you can see we got to the 2, let me drag it out a bit more, we got to the 2.272 at $6.76, but you overshot that and then got above it. And as long as you can get back above the 1618, you basically invalidate further downside, and you got above it and you got to the 1 but got rejected. But as long as you hold the 1618, you won't go back down to here, and you held that like a boss and you got back above the 1, and this is what we needed to see. And this is where I said, like, not 100% confirmed that the dip is done, but this confirms that we're not going to fall any further below to these targets again if you can get above $7.25 basically. And we got above it and we started pumping, and I gave you this this double bottom here, 1 bottom, 2 bottom, and I said once we break this level we will go to $7.85, and look at that, target met exactly. And I gave you, I think in this video when I gave you this ascending triangle over here, we had a target here, met that target, then once we got above this level I said we're going to go to this level, which was the 1 over here out of that fib zone. Let me get that back out for you. Can you see, once you get above the 618 you're going to go to the 1, and once you're above the 1 you go to the 1618, and look at that guys. Any haters doubting my TA? F off, literally, all targets met. So suck your mothers. Not the people that like the TA, only the haters. So let's carry on with it. We can now remove all of these technical targets. Oops. There we go, remove that. But that is the most key level, so I'm actually going to bring that back and leave that over here. Oh, 725, yeah, and around there. It's just this zone, because everything's zones, but when it comes to patterns, it's lines. So what happened over here, guys? Why did we have this fat wick? Well, if I go to the 4 hour now, I'll show you that in the past, Firo loves doing this. Can you see? Pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, dump, pump, pump, dump, pump, dump, dump, pump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. It loves doing this coin. It's because it's a micro cap basically. There's only like 100 million in this coin. And what we saw yesterday was in 2 4-hour candles, we had basically a massive pump. And so this was whales entering the market, and the whales pumped this coin 32% up. So let's say there was 100 million in the coin, it went up to 132 million, and instantly they sold basically, because they moved the market and they took profit. So they made money pushing it up, and then they made money obviously selling it basically. So they took 13% out of what they put in essentially. And just this is just casual for Firo. It does it all the time. You can go back in the past even further. Look, we had this double bottom back in July, and then just before we managed to break above it, you had 2 pump and dumps. So it's very, very common. Look here, pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. It's so common for Firo. So don't get worried about it. What is good about this is that this is very good for trading. I personally hold, but you can trade this, okay? So whenever you see a massive crazy pump like this, I can't give you financial advice. I can only show you what I see in the charts, and this is just for educational purposes only. But when I see it pump up like that, obviously you don't have to, but it's very nice to take some quick profits, because you know it's going to fall. And once you get that candle closure, maybe enter again or wait for a higher low. Let me move this out of the way. So one person on my crypto Twitter atted me and said that he sold the top and bought the bottom. Amazing. This guy's potentially the smart money. He says, I'm no whale, but I made 142 extra Firo. Amazing. From this latest pump. And I spotted it very late and only sold it at $8 before rebuying at $7.61. This one should have netted me an extra 500 Firo, and that he means that if he was selling the top. But I was walking my dog. Nice money can be made with these pumps, and it's very true, guys. So he said that he only sold here. So look, he already dumped a good 13% before he sold. And then where did he say he got back in? 761. Where was that? Literally where we are right now. Beautiful trade, beautiful. So he literally bought the low. He sold in and around here, so he could have basically got 13% more Firo basically if he was by his phone basically. No worries, because this is gonna always happen. So this is why we like to set alerts on the chart. So when I put technical targets, always set alerts at these technical targets, because you could have massive pumps out of nowhere. They come out of nowhere. There's no way of saying, oh yeah, it's gonna happen now basically. They're all completely random. Let's look at the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, I'm basically seeing a descending triangle. And this is a bearish pattern, guys. Of course, I'm not going to maintain a bias just to the upside. I'm going to look at it both ways. This is a scam wick, so I'm not even going to look at it, okay? We also have the fibs over here, measuring this pump. And of course, I'm going to ignore this wick. So the bottom over here, it's up here. So, of course, we've we met the top before retracing, and we've retraced to the 382. Very nice. If we can hold the 382, beautiful, and we can carry on. However, before we go on to the next point, by the time this comes down, this would have come up, and if we can hold the 55, this will be bullish, and so we could potentially create an ascending triangle inside the descending triangle, which basically means that the bulls and the bears will start fighting. So that's your resistance, and this is your support basically. And so if you do break upwards, and you'll only break upwards once you retest the bottom basically, because usually when you form a bullish cross, it's highly likely that soon after you'll fall to the 55 and confirm that support. So we want to see the 55 respected, and by the time this comes down, it'll probably be up here. You may even wick down to it right now, but close above. This is what we want to see. And so if you get back into this descending triangle, and hopefully get after bouncing from here, get back above the ascending triangles support, then if it can break this resistance point over here, if it can break $7.77, then we have a target almost at the zero at $8. So if we can get above $7.77, we will see Firo head to $8. So let's mark that out for you. So of course we got two patterns inside each other. One's bearish, one's bullish. The larger one is bearish. So we're going to look at them targets right now. Of course, with the Fibonacci retracement, you retrace to the 382 or the 0.5 or the golden ratio, the 618, before continuing up like that. If you do lose this, which we don't want to lose, but if you do lose this, then there's a reversal waves created basically, and where we could bottom out here. But if you do lose this, we have further down targets. We'll look at that in a second. So let's look at the descending triangles target from here to here. So this descending triangles target is at this swing low. So I'm going to mark this swing low for you. Nice, nice, nice. So obviously I don't want to come here, but if it wants to, and that's all on Bitcoin. I've basically brought out a Bitcoin update saying that there's a massive M pattern on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, it's got a nasty target to the downside, and if it breaks below certain key levels, it will validate that M pattern. But until then, it's not valid. But we need to watch the specific level. So I'll link that Bitcoin video down below. You must watch it, guys, because it doesn't matter how bullish Firo is. Firo could meet this technical target, but if Bitcoin wants to continue down, you will see Firo dropping and dropping and dropping as well, way below this target. That's what I mean, because it doesn't matter how bullish this is, it doesn't matter if it's already met its bearish target. If Bitcoin wants to drop, they will all drop. And because these are smaller coins, they're way more volatile to the downside and to the upside. So the descending triangles target is here at 705. So, and that's below this the 618, and also that level that I said that we want to hold above, which is the one out of this fib retracement over here, this wave. So we don't want to close below $7.24. But of course, if it does, obviously we have to look at further downward targets. This target of the descending triangle is at 705, which is below the 618. And obviously, if you keep hitting your head on the 618 afterwards, let's say you do this, hit your head, just or having wicks going through it, then we are very likely to create that reversal wave basically. And it's from here where you could double bottom out at $6.67. Let me get that old fib as well. Look at that. Look where the double bottom maybe at the 2.272 basically of this retracement. So could double bottom here and we create our massive W pattern, break this neckline, have a massive target to the upside, something like that. Obviously not going to happen until we do that double bottom, and if it does go there basically, but that would be $9.35. Completely ignore this because that's just a what if, you know what I mean. So if we lose the 618, smack our heads on that resistance, we'd come down to here. If you hold this, it's an if you hold this, then you'd have a double bottom, a massive bottoming out structure. That's if you hold it. If you do not hold it, then it gets worse. So obviously I gave you that massive rising wedge target over here, but I told you guys that if we do lose this support over here, you could come down to here at $6.50 because that's where the wick is, and you're retesting this double bottom over here basically as the neckline, because you have wicks, and a lot of the time when you have wicks you fill them in with bodies. So potentially it doesn't have to, it's just sometimes it does do that. Not 100%. Nothing is guaranteed in the market. So if you do lose this low over here at 6.677, then we will come to these targets down here. So if you keep hitting your head on the 1 and lose this 650, then we could come to the 1618 at $5.93. And look at your worst case. If you hit your head on the 1618, hit your head, fail to get above, we're falling down to here. Maybe overshoot it before getting back above. Hold that support, get back above, hold that support, and then we're off again. But none of that has to happen, guys. Remember, you have to lose key levels of support first. But already the descending triangle's target is already down here below the 618. So what I would like to see is if you do get to this swing low over here, which we were at yesterday. So even if you come back down to this, we were just there yesterday. What is the difference? Yeah, I know we went up, but we were literally at this zone yesterday before we had the massive pump. So it doesn't matter if we come back down to here. I know everyone will be scared if we do, but we were literally here yesterday. So it does not even matter. Yes, that's below the 618, but of course you could just wick down to here before getting above the 618 again, confirming that support, and then carrying on. And if this is your bottom, or if this is your bottom over here, we'll get our fibs out. So the top to the bottom. So if you do low out over here, look where your 1618 is at 881. If you come back down, hold this one as support, or if we just stay above $8 once we retrace, then we've got further targets up at $9.65. So this could be your next impulsive wave. If you do low out over here and create your ascending triangle that we're seeing, double bottom over here, then your target is smaller, because my saying is the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip. So if you do come down further, then you've got better targets. Look at that now, the 1618 is at 848, where if we come down here, it's at 881. So a nice a further pump basically. Perfect, guys. That's Firo. I hope you enjoyed today's update. As I said, if we lose the 20, we're going to come to the 55. That's lining up with here. Could even come down to this double bottom here, because once you broke out, you never came back to it as support. So you could even lose this support. Yes, this is your technical target. You could actually bounce from here and get back above, invalidating this further downside, getting back above this ascending triangle, getting to the apex, breaking out, meeting $8.38, and then heading to that next target of what, $8.50, I think it was. Yeah, $8.50. Perfect, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's Firo update. I'm almost at 500 followers. I cannot believe it. That was my end of year goal, but I think we can get there literally before the end of next week. So share this content with everyone. Make sure you're getting your Firo coins. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.